Couch to the Canyon, round 2. We're just climbed out of the creek on our way up to where we're gonna camp and spend the next 4 or 5 days. And we got pretty heavy packs carrying our camp in. And yeah, we're a couple mouth breathers, regular classic mouth breathers.
This Couch to the Canyon thing kind of snuck up on me this year.
I honestly think we're gonna be really the only bear hunters that have been here for quite a while, because it's tough getting in here, not just the elevation gain, but trails washed out, roads washed out. We kind of did a couple little sketchy maneuvers to get along the creek wall in another spot and then climb straight up this face. So maybe we'll find not just Papa Bear, but maybe Grandpappy. What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, if we want to carry one that big out of here.
I sweat a lot. Oh boy.
That was only, what, the first 100 feet of elevation too, maybe, if that.
Shut up, Jay. That was like a mile.
We got a ways to go.
Yeah.
She might only be 3 times the size of her cubs.
I know. I mean, like, if I'm like trying to, I doubt she's barely over 100 pounds. Because, I mean, those cubs got to be 20 pounds.
It's day 2. Got some weather coming in, so we're preparing all of our stuff for our hot tents. Could get up to a couple inches of snow.
We might have a little break in the weather. It's not going to be like bright sunny or anything, but at least we'll be able to see some faces and try to make something out of this day. But it's mostly just been sitting in the tent as it's been windy, rain, snow. I think there's a little skip of snow outside right now. But
Yeah, blizzard-like conditions, whiteout conditions.
yeah, probably not that dramatic, but definitely not really conducive to getting out and getting behind the glass.
Yep.
But we'll make something of this day and at least learn this area a little bit more.
Marshall disappeared for like 20 minutes. Shows up with all this.
Yeah. It's one match and then another, like, year older 5 point.
Just making your way down through that, like that timbered area.
Well, I found when you were coming down through the timber there, I was coming down over there and I spotted one on this face. I went over and grabbed it, then I looked back that way, about 200 yards around. I see this other fork sticking out of the grass, and I make my way to it and stumble upon another one on my way there.
Nice.
And the two that were the furthest away were matches. The other one was not. Yeah. And then I was just walking back here and I found whatever this is. I'm not gonna, it's gonna stay here. It's a spike.
Chew toy for a bear.
Yeah.
Huh. It's pretty. That man, it's just glowing right now.
right below camp.
Yeah, and it's just down the same hill that the truck is. He's too small.
And we're getting pelted with hail right now. Okay, well, we got a good look at that guy.
All right, good morning. It is morning number 2 out here. Yesterday was pretty terrible for weather. I mean, it could definitely be worse, but as far as bear hunting, we're fogged in all day, sleet, a little bit of snow, some rain, quite a bit of wind though, but it did clear up in the afternoon yesterday and we were able to see that sow and cubs again, and then got back to camp, looked below camp, and there was just a small cinnamon bear right, I don't know what, 400 yards below camp, feeding on the hillside, but it was pretty small. So we got a few more days to hunt up here, and we're gonna see if we can find something bigger than that for sure. But today, this morning, it's just starting to get to where things are lifting a little bit. So we're gonna hike up to the top of this thing, and there's a few pretty big draws that we wanted to look down into. They got a lot of green southern faces. Take a look at.
Here's this fourth bear spotted of the day. Looks like probably the biggest bear we've seen on this trip, but fortunately it's on the other side of the river.
So what do we got?
Bear on our side of the river. So I don't know, it doesn't look small, and we should be able to, as long as it doesn't move 400 or 500 yards, it's pretty open right in there. Mm-hmm. And we can drop down on a finger that's open and be just a couple hundred yards away from it to get a good look.
We hustled around to get a better look at this bear, and to put it the way Marshall put it, looks like it has the ears of a Disney cartoon mouse. It's a pretty dead giveaway. It's a small bear. We spotted another one on our way down to look at this one, so maybe we'll get a little closer look at that other. We snuck down here to where that cinnamon colored bear was, sunning itself, feeding and stuff. I'm just kind of waiting over this to see if he pops out. Be able to size him up a little better, a little closer.
This is the third morning. We saw 7 bears yesterday. Most of them were across the river that we really couldn't get to. There's definitely got to be bears on. We've seen several bears on our side here. Both of them we passed on, the ones we've seen just below camp here. They're too small.
I just glanced across the canyon and there was a bear kind of moving through one of these clearings. He was on a nice green patch, just kind of dipped off into the timber.
Oh, there he is right there.
He just popped back out.
Yeah, he popped back out down below.
That's a good bear.
You think so? Do you think that's a big one, Jay?
I don't know that I'd say that it's a big one, but I'll say it's probably the biggest one we've seen on this side of the canyon.
Yeah, it looks pretty good to me. Yeah, we got this face right below us that goes down to the creek, and we could get really low on it and keep eyes on him for a while.
How slow he's moving around.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he has long legs. He doesn't look like a puffball either. Well, after much debate, we're gonna go on down into this canyon and go after this bear.
Much debate?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a debate. Planning. We'll call it planning.
Hypothesizing.
Yeah, I mean, he's a ways away.
Oh, there's your brownie.
My first brownie of the year. Oh.
Nice.
I have never found a spike elk shed. Well, this one's actually worth packing up the canyon. We got hiked up here to where this bear was this morning. I'm perched at the location, kind of looking at this clearing from a side view where he last went into the trees. If he does pop out, I'd be able to kind of run down this finger ridge below me, which is more of a face than really a ridge, and maybe get within 400, which is kind of my goal, stay under. So meanwhile, we're also glassing the other faces below camp. Some beautiful country under there. There's tons of bear sign. We saw one bear over there yesterday in the afternoon that we couldn't really get on. So if something pops out over there, it might even be a better opportunity for us to take off after it that way too.
It's about 4:45, and we did have the sow with two tiny little cubs pop out. Just looked to the left, and I thought it was 3 elk. Let's zoom out a little bit here. It is a blonde sow with 2 blonde cubs. Look at that. So I got they're like moving towards each other too. You got this sow there, you can see those 2 cubs now. Man, that one is just super light.
Alright, so I've been watching this clearing for about 3-4 hours. A bear popped out in the next clearing over, where this bear was heading this morning, higher up the hill. So I'm gonna gain this ridge behind me and hike around and try to get above him. He's up kind of towards the top. Well, that was really, really close. Like, really close. I had that bear at 198 yards. If I would have just taken a knee, I could have shot him right there. But it took me a minute to try to get the camera on him, and then when I went to take a knee, he just kind of disappeared right under some brush. So I kept sneaking down the hill, trying to get closer. And then halfway down, the wind just changed. It had been perfect the whole way, like perfect wind. And then right when I got, kind of had to been within 100 yards of him, the wind just at my back, straight down the hill. So he disappeared off into some brush, I think. So it was a good hunt. Spotted this one from the other side, back on the ridge we came down, so just took a little detour, picked it up. We're all loaded up now, heading back down the hill. Just spent 4 nights out here up on this amazing, beautiful ridge. I mean, we saw bears, a lot of bears.
Yeah, over 20 bears.
Yeah. Felt like it was kind of a bear nursery for a while, all those sows and cubs, and really cool to see though. We did see a couple boars and had some good action, but I think it mostly turned into a shed hunt, huh?
Yeah, we did pretty good on that.
Anyway, we're gonna head down, get back to the truck. So John and I got in pretty late last night. I think we finally parked the truck. It's around 2:30 this morning. Slept in the truck. And we're going to try to give it a go here for, it's like the second to last weekend of season. So I hiked down this ridge and just been sows today. Both of them had 2 cubs. Just saw a nice boar up the drainage a ways. He's a little out of my effective range, but I guess John just spotted one on our side. So I'm heading back up here to meet up with him. We'll see what we got up here. So I got this kind of small, medium bear tempting me here at 150 yards. It's got some pretty big ears on him. It's definitely not a very big bear. But he is a close bear. I think we're gonna let this one go. Alright, so got up this morning a little late, had some breakfast, walked up to our overlook and saw there's a bear down in the bottom of this thing. So last we saw it, he was kind of walking along that rim rock down there in the bottom, feeding a little bit in a green patch down there. So kind of far away, he was in the shade. Could be a small bear, could be a big bear. But we're going to try to see if it's a bear we want. So we'll get a little closer, make our judgment at that point. But he is at the bottom of the canyon, so it would need to be something that we really want, or we'd have to eat him there. And if it's small, we can just drop him in the jet boil hole.
Hey, take this. I gotta look at something. Oh, never mind. I've got bear glasses. They make bears just stand out and pop out. Just like these pistachios that says these are heart healthy because scientific evidence suggests, but does not prove, that eating 1.5 ounces per day of most nuts, perhaps such as pistachios, as part of a diet low in saturated fat and cholesterol may reduce the risk of heart disease. So, similar to that statement, I can say that these sunglasses perhaps will increase my ability to spot some bears.
I've got to make 3 trips over here to Eastern Oregon. Some great friends, and look for bears. We've seen so many bears this year. I think probably over 30 over the course of several trips. Lots of sows with cubs, lots of small bears, and a couple good-sized bears, but getting to them and seeing them are 2 totally different things in these canyons. kind of told myself before this trip, I kind of just wanted to hold out, see what happens, and try to get a bigger one than I have before, or at least something with a fair amount of meat on it. More than happy to go home without carrying out a small bear with one hand out of a canyon.